Good evening everyone and welcome along to League of Europe. We are here for Season 5 of Formula 2. It is Division 1, Round 1, as we take in the Brazilian Grand Prix from the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. My name is James Hay, going to be taking you through the stream as your lead and solo commentator this season. Daniel Huggard, of course, doing a fantastic job last season alongside Spag and Chips, Mr. Lenny Saville, of course, who joined me for the season finale, of course, in Austria last season for Division 2. And I'm taking up the reins this year, or this season, I should say, for Division 1 moving forward. And I cannot wait for the action to get underway. As you can see within the lobby, we have 18 drivers about to do battle out on track around the 16-turn, 4.5 kilometre circuit here in Brazil. And it's one of those tracks, of course, where overtaking is at an absolute premium. But it's going to be fascinating to see, of course, how all of these guys get on out on track. And we'll run you through who is going to be in what car very shortly indeed. I'm still getting prepared with the track map and all sorts. So just give me a second. And of course, the Brazilian Grand Prix, really one of those races where everybody loves to try and overtake around here. 4.2 kilometres and then, of course, 2.6 miles. And with the 20 laps awaiting us here within the feature race, we are about to begin very shortly indeed. Everyone luckily has done their patch update. I've seen actually that the patch update has not fixed anything within spectator mode, so that is going to be really, really bad for us. But hopefully we're going to see out on track some really good action. Let's have a rundown then of who is going to be in what car this season moving forward. And of course, as I say, this is round 1 of Division 1, and you thought you were only getting one bit of action here tonight on the channel. Well, you're getting 2 bits of action. It's going to be really interesting to find out. So, in the Univirtuosi, it is Sweet Crown and Josh. They're both in the lobby. In the High Tech, it is Zerdimer and Lando. In the Arc Prix car is Rocco and Nolan. RGW is representing the car along with Benny. Prince Killer has, I think he's in the lobby if I'm not mistaken. He is not in the lobby, but I'm sure he's meant to be in the MP Motorsport. Larkin and Miami are together in the MP Motorsport, in fact, so that's my apologies on that. Brent is in the Trident as the solo driver in the Trident. Toxic and Campbell sign up in the BWT HWA Race Lab. BWT Arden used to be known as, of course. Sophian and Pharrell Fury are racing in the Dams. And Verstappen and Chill, as you can see on your screen, are racing in the Primo. I'm about to get going here for 20 laps worth of action. It is going to be fascinating to see, of course, how all of this action unfolds. And it's going to be one of those nights where, of course, the championship cannot be decided because it is round 1 of the championship of a 12-round calendar here, of course, in Formula 2. And looking through the rest of the calendar, we've got Britain, of course, after this. But just to run you through the full extent of the calendar coming into tonight's racing and coming into this season. Interlagos first, then it's Silverstone, China at Shanghai, Zandvoort, Abu Dhabi, Sochi, Baku, La Castellane, France, Marina Bay, Spielberg, Spa and Sakhir. So, to you and me, Brazil, UK, China, Netherlands, UAE, Russia, Azerbaijan, France, Singapore, Austria, Belgium and Bahrain are the tracks going to be unfolding out on track, and it's going to be really good to see how all of this is all going to unfold. But Nolan said, lads, if the comms aren't watching my lap, if you see me shoot from 12th to 3rd off the final corner, it was legit. I really hope that it is not legit, to be honest, out on track. We have been warned that quite a few drivers might be receiving penalties if they do what Verstappen posted within the Division 1 chat on Discord, and let's hope nobody is going to do that and everyone has a bit of common sense out on track. V8 Field, good evening, Mr. V8 Field, hope you're doing well. And Matthias in the comment section as well, interested to see whether Toxic can retain his title or whether someone can snatch it away from him. To be honest, I hope somebody snatches it away from him. I think he is a really good champion, don't get me wrong. But I just think this season might be the case. M Short, of course, racing here tonight as well. It's going to be really interesting to see how everything is going to unfold. And we're about to get going. Rocco was just readied up. And now we go on board with Zerdimer on this lap. He now runs up towards turn number 1. And of course, he's leading Luca Giotto's car, the Italian in the high-tech. So now comes through turn 1, through turn 2, and then through turn 3. Through the centre S, taking it nice and slow through there. So now comes out of turn 3. And then runs down into Interlagos at turn 4. Of course, the scene of Vettel, Leclerc coming together. 18.9 through the first sector from Zerdimer. Zerdimer now running through turn 4. And then through turn 5, and then up the run, up towards Ferragura at turn 6. And this is Ferragura coming through turn 6, where Renault, Alonso and Trulli back in the day, of course, making contact with Glock in 2009. Now coming at the top of the hill, the highest point on the track here with the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, not the Juan Carlos Pache, as I always say. And now up in towards turn 10 at Cotavello. And Cotavello, very tricky right hand, but of course Hamilton and Albon coming together there, of course. Now coming through turn 11, and then in towards turn 12 at Junsao. And Junsao, probably one of the most famous corners out on track. Turn down in 15, Toxic Lando Campbell towards the top end of the field. I don't think everyone has invalidated so far, which is good, as Zerdimer now comes out through the final couple of corners, through 13, 14, and then in towards turn 15 at the final corner, runs towards the line. It's going to be Toxic on pole, I think, on 116.1. Zerdimer's lap time on 117.7. I think he's right down the back there in 15th position on his lap. But let's run you through the grid order, and it is Toxic who takes it by 500ths of a second. Campbell in second. The old guard and the two teammates show the way. Lando in third with Verstappen in fourth. Sweet Crown in fifth with Rocco sixth. M Short in seventh. Nolan in eighth. Brent on his debut in ninth. And Miami rounded off the top 10. Josh in 11th. Pharrell Fury in 12th. Chill in 13th. RJTW in 14th. Zerdimer 15th. Sofian disqualified, as well as Benny and Larkin, all in picking up invalidations on their laps in the Dams, Colin and MP Motorsport respectively. And they're going to be starting right from the back of the grade. But Toxic, you can see 116.1, Campbell a 116.2, 500ths of a second separating the two former champions here in League of Europe Formula 2, and Toxic will be hoping to try and keep his crown from his nearest rival and his championship and his driver rival as well, Campbell, out on track. Lando not too far off there, about a tenth of a second off in the end, but get prepared, get the popcorn at the ready, get seated. You're about to enjoy what is going to be 20 laps worth of action here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache here in Interlagos. As you can see, beautiful blue skies. There are two compounded tyres, of course, for the guys to run out on track. Softs and the mediums. Mediums are more durable. Tyre degradation around here, so we should be expecting the guys on the set of softs probably to pit in around lap 7, lap 8, I would imagine, on a set of medium compounded tyres. If you're down in the bottom half of the field and you want to try and get that out, of course, you'll be going probably to about lap 13, possibly, and then going on to a set of softs to go to the end of the race. But we are seconds away from the session actually beginning. Let me know who you're supporting, of course, in the chat. Let me know who you're supporting in the comment section, and predict your top 3 as well. I wasn't too shabby with Rocky Raccoon earlier within Formula 2 Division 2, so in Division 1, let's hope I could try and carry on the threat. Matthias has said M Short should be looking up there at his F1 pace. Well, he is up there. He's in 7th position, starting off on this formation lap, and everybody out on track because they get a free choice of tyre. They are all on a set of soft compound of tyres, so it's going to be interesting to see how all of these guys are going to get on out on track. I should say they're all on a set of medium compound tyres, the exception being Nolan and Miami, both on a set of soft compound tyres. Miami hopefully not going to be you. Lando having a major lag spike there on the formation lap. Everyone just got to be aware of him. Verstappen and Campbell, I'm sure, will probably be seeing that. I think they're in the same party. Dropped in on Verstappen's POV just before we got underway. He did say thank you for a lovely comment that I put in, which was good. And Jordan saying, let's go Division 1. Interested to see how RJDW and Pharrell Fury get on. Yeah, I commented on both of these guys last season, and Pharrell Fury actually outscoring RJW in qualifying. Might just come to show Pharrell Fury might have a bit more pace than RJW early on in Brazil, so we'll have to wait and see. Both of them on a set of medium compound tyres. The Irishman, of course, winning well up in the championship in Division 2 last season. RJW, of course, the champion of last season, won it in the final race of the season around Austria in round 1 in Austria, the feature race. The sprint race nearly went to him as well. But he'd be hoping for a really good result out on track. And then we get the likes of Larkin further down the field, Benny further down the field as well. It's going to be really interesting to see how all this is going to unfold out on track. We have now got cars coming around the final couple of corners through 14 and then through 15. Daniel Hoggard apparently has said he's hoping that each of them crash within the Discord. Well, Mr. Hoggard, if you're watching, that's terrible. Your former commentator here, get used to it. Toxic, Campbell and Lando, first, second and third, Verstappen and fourth. Sweet Crown in fifth. Jordan predicting Campbell, Sweet Crown and Lando for the top three. And Lando is very laggy. Yeah, Sweet Crown, I can see that in the Discord. I'm sure there will be some sort of fix for that, hopefully, before the race begins. But speaking of the race beginning, we're about to get going. Everyone is now glitched as now the lights go out for the first time this season in Season 5 of League of Europe Division 1. And it's lights and away we go. Lando jumping off the start. We've already got a graphic switch to the left-hand side. They haven't fixed much, have they? Campbell leads then up towards turn 1 along with Lando, along with Toxic. And Toxic is the one that defends. BWT Arden's going round the outside as Lando on Campbell. And Lando now down to third as Campbell maintains that second position. But Toxic is away by 0.5 of a second. Pharrell Fury's being caught up in an instant coming through these center S's for the first time now and towards the seat of Interlagos. And Toxic leads Campbell second, Lando in third. Verstappen's up to fourth. Good stuff from him. With 3 and 5th, M. Short's getting a position there in 6th. There was a bit of front wing there flying. I think that might have been from Miami. I'm not sure if it was, but there was certainly some sort of contact further down the field. As now Miami tries to go around the outside of Brent. Brent on the inside line in the Trident. Miami, of course, going around the outside line. He, of course, is in the MP Motorsport. He now comes around the outside, and the Excel man has excelled, trying to get that position. He's still in the 9th position. Good stuff there on Brent. Chill and Larkin having a bit of a side-by-side battle as well. Chill gets past Larkin for 14th around the outside, and there's more jostling for position. It's Larkin and Chill once again. Miami, Rocco was slightly off. Rocco was off. Coming through turn number 11, just before turn number 11, in fact. Pharrell Fury right down the back of the field. He's got left side end plate damage, but Verstappen now applying a bit of pressure to Lando. They're side by side coming through 13. End of lap 1, and it's Toxic who leads. Campbell in second, but this is the battle you're on board with. The third, between Verstappen and Lando. Who's going to blink first? Running down the straight. Look at Sweet Crown and behind as well. And now both Creamers trying to get involved. Verstappen down the inside line gets the move done on Lando. So Lando just lagging slightly, but a good move there. Despite the lag from Verstappen, he's up into third. The Prima up on Lando, and Sweet Crown and the Union Virtuosi right on the back of him as well. Short's not too far for pace either. Got to be careful, of course, of that lag. But Verstappen tries to hang around the inside line, Lando around the outside, Sweet Crown, got to be careful, and now M. Short getting in the Cheroux in Louis Delatrace's car. And Louis Delatrace, of course, a GT3 winning driver as M. Short just runs into the back of Sweet Crown. Lando's lag just causing a little bit of issues in front. Sweet Crown on the outside line, M. Short now on the inside line. Can he try and get the move done? Just about, I think. He's on the outside line. Now coming through turn 9 and then in towards into Cotavello once again. As M. Short, I think, is now through and he's up into 5th position. So M. Short really fights that position. He's through. Nolan on a set of softs is really getting through the field along with Miami. They're up from further down the field now, making contact coming to the left-hander just before Jun Sao. Zerdimer is up into 10th position as well. Benny's up into 11th. A good start from him. Chill now trying to go around the outside, and that's good commitment from Chill, and he gets the move done. Goes right around the outside of Benny, and he's through. Nolan and Miami now side by side. We'll take this on board with Brent. Brent's right on the back of Miami and Nolan. It's Toxic who leads and has got a gap of 1.2 seconds. Miami and Nolan though for 7th and 8th. Nolan tries to go around the outside of Miami, but Miami sticks the ear in the MP Motorsport and he hangs on to position. And Marcus Armstrong's Prix car cannot get through. Sweet Crown right on the back of M. Short. DRS now enabled out on track, and now Sweet Crown's going to have a go. And M. Short for 5th position, I should say. M. Short cuts him at the pass and he stays in 5th. We see the rear wing there of Sweet Crown. It's Miami, Nolan and Brent trying to catch up in this as well. Rocco and Chill going side by side just in the background of shot. Larkin down to the inside line. Tries to get the move done on Chill. Sophia and RGW involved in this battle all the way, spanning from 11th down to 15th. There's RGW in the background. Sophia tries to get the move done on Chill, but everyone now runs in a bit of single file. Benny is into the pit lane as well. He must have came in for a front wing change, so he is out of the pit lane. Nearly ran into the wall there. Coming out of the pit lane. Benny now, and he has hit the wall coming out the pit lane and just about gets the car going. There is a little bit of smoke coming off that car, which was quite strange. Toxic, though, dominating out in front as he dominates normally in Formula 2. Toxic leading from Campbell in second. Campbell might come under a little bit of pressure from Verstappen. Of course, both of these not teammates, Toxic and Campbell teammates, of course. And is Verstappen now going to have a go with his QVR teammate? I don't think he's going to be close enough. Sweet Crown, though, is going on by. The Universal is through on M. Short's car, and M. Short, of course, in the Cheroux is down into 6th position. Sweet Crown remains 5th, but now I think M. Short is probably going to have a comeback here at the Universal just ahead. Lap 4 out of 20. Toxic leads the way, 5th of the way through here at Interlagos. Toxic leads, Campbell second, Verstappen in third, Lando in fourth. Value on board with, though, is M. Short on the back of Sweet Crown. Miami trying to make gap as well on Nolan. Lando's picked up a 3-second time lead for running out wide, coming through turn 5, and there's a yellow flag through sector 3, and that's Benny that is off through Jun Sao. So Benny is off through Jun Sao. Hopefully he can get the car recovered. It looks like he's stationary there at the minute. The Toxic leading the way, Campbell in second, Verstappen in third. Benny has got that car back underway. Hopefully it hasn't been disqualified. M. Short on the back, though, of Sweet Crown still. Verstappen tries to get onto the back of Campbell. Lando in this as well. You would imagine that the set of soft runners, Miami and Nolan, will be carving their way through the field. At the minute, they're not, because they're stuck behind a bit of traffic. And traffic around here can be really, really costly for you out on track. Benny is into the pit lane then, as Toxic leads from Campbell in second, Verstappen in third, and Verstappen now looking to the inside line, possibly down in towards turn 1. He is going to have a crack here. Down the inside he goes on Campbell. Campbell, I think, has right away the corner. Nearly a little bit of contact there with Lando in the background. A little bit of lag again. They're pulling, though, 2.2 seconds away from Sweet Crown, who is holding up M. Short and holding up Miami and Nolan to back up with that as well. Miami, though, on the back of M. Short. The Cheroux coming under pressure from Felipe Drugovic's car, of course. Miami in the MP Motorsport just runs out wide, coming out of turn 6, at turn 4 even, now through turn 5, and then up the hill and towards Ferradura at turn 6. But Toxic leading the way and dominating. Campbell in second, Verstappen in third, Lando in fourth. They now come at the top of the hill in towards Laranja, which is, of course, Spanish for orange. There we are. Miami in the orange car is on the back of M. Short. And M. Short in 6th, Miami in 7th. It's Naranja even. That's orange in Spanish, not Laranja. Nearly pulled it off as Toxic has picked up a 3-second time penalty just coming through Jun Sao on the exit of turn 11, just in towards Jun Sao. And Toxic has picked up a penalty, so that could be costly towards the end of this race. Campbell, second position though. Under pressure again from Verstappen. I don't think Verstappen is going to try and look for this move. Something that might though further down the field is Zerdimer on the under pressure now from Rocco. And Rocco now pulls the outside on. Of course, these two former Division 1 stalwarts. Rocco, of course, in Division 1 this season. Nolan's came into pit lane pretty early. Larkin tries to see it around the outside and the MP Motorsport, but doesn't quite pull off the move on Zerdimer. And Zerdimer has been passed by Rocco. So Rocco through and he's into 9. Larkin now run on the back of Zerdimer. And he could get the move done possibly for 10th. But now Zerdimer's going to have a comeback at Rocco. Running down in towards the seat of the Largo. Toxic leads the way, Campbell second, Verstappen in third, still on board with the battle for 9th. Chill's just picked up a penalty just in behind. Now Larkin runs onto the back of Zerdimer running up the hill. Sofian is through on Chill. Chill, I think, 3-second time, but he might have made a slight mistake. And Sofian, the Frenchman, now through in the dams, and he's up into 12th position. As Chill just outbraked himself nearly into the back of Sofian there. Larkin, though, still on the back. Beautiful helicopter cam as we run on board. Lap 6 out of 20, nearly lap 7. Toxic leading the way, Campbell second, Verstappen third, Lando in 4th at this time. But you're on board with Larkin right on the back, hassling the back of Zerdimer in 10th position. Larkin not going to go for the move in towards Jun Sao. He's going to try and maximise the traction in that car. MP Motorsport, of course, against the car of Zerdimer, and that is the high-tech, of course, just in front. Still getting used to these cars in Formula 2. Miami then is into the pit lane, ready to go on just out of mediums towards the end of the race. Nolan, by the way, came out in 17th and is behind Pharrell Fury by about 10 seconds currently. Larkin takes a much thinner line coming through the centre S's. In second, now into third, fourth, and then into 5th, and now tries to run at Zerdimer. I wonder if he's going to try and have a run. He's getting the overspeed going, but it's just too late running in towards the seat of the Largo. Zerdimer runs out wide. Campbell now picks up a 3-second time in towards Ferradura at turn 6. So Campbell now with a penalty. Verstappen, the only man in the top 3 not to have a penalty currently. It's Toxic though who leads Campbell in second, Verstappen in third. Toxic just beginning to pull out the gap. Larkin tries to dummy it down the inside line. Doesn't get the move done on Zerdimer. All of this though was letting Rocco get away. It's now a second the gap. Zerdimer in behind. Larkin in behind as well, and Larkin still on the back, really hassling the back of the high-tech. RGW, defending champion, of course, from Division 2, up to Division 1 this season in 11th as well. His counterpart, Pharrell Fury, from Division 2 last season, down in 15th. So RGW's pace leading the race quicker than his old stalwart from Division 2. They have actually, Ruckel's actually broken the DRS trend to Zerdemer, and Zerdemer now is going to come under a lot of pressure from Larkin. Larkin will now cut to the inside line. I think Zerdemer's just going to let him have this one. He's going to sail on by. Now Verstappen picks up a 3-second time penalty. Larkin then late on the brakes, doesn't overcommit it in towards turn 1, and he's through, and he's into 9th position. Lando now on the back of Verstappen, tries to look down the inside line. Doesn't get the move done. Prima holding on from the other high-tech, of course, out on track, and the other high-tech being Nikita Mazepin's car. And we'll be seeing him, of course, in Bahrain. Very controversially, I've got to be honest, in Bahrain this Sunday for the first race of the season of the current Formula 1 season in 2021. Toxic leads the way. Cameron second, you can hear really the grind of the tyres there from Lando. Now, Verstappen's on the back. Oh my god, Lando very late on the brakes, but that was due to the lag, I think. Oh, and Lando and Verstappen and Campbell's been got up together. Both QVR teammates around at the top of the hill, coming through turn 10. I'm not sure if Verstappen might have got caught on the outside curb and then spun into Campbell. Campbell, I can say, has got damage on the left side end plate. I don't think Verstappen actually has. He's going side by side with Zerdemer, and Zerdemer stays 8th. Verstappen stays 9th, and Larkin actually has made a slight mistake, and he's been overtaken by both of them. So Zerdemer now through and he's into 7th. Verstappen 8th, Larkin at 9th. Campbell will have to come into the pit lane very early, probably to go and just have a soft compound tyre. Verstappen now on the outside line of Zerdemer, running 3 wide, almost down in towards turn 1. Larkin commits the move down the inside line. XL against QVR. I think the XL man's actually got on top. How's he got that car stopped? Larkin just about hanging on, and Larkin is through and he's into 7th. But for how long? Verstappen now on the back. Zerdemer on the back as well. Zerdemer's going to have a double toe, running down in towards the seat of the Interlagos. Verstappen on the outside line, Larkin on the inside line, and Larkin tries to hang on in there. Verstappen, though, just about comes out on top. And after that mistake, after that costly error, with Campbell coming into the pit and the calls on the set of soft compounder tyres, Verstappen is through, and he's into 7th position and fights back on Larkin and Zerdemer and gets both of them through the centre masses. Oh, I need to catch my breath. Nolan on the back of Chill, going side by side with Chill. Oh, nearly cops up his front wing there. But Nolan is through, down the inside line, into turn 6. And Nolan got a start move. It's on the inside line. I think he was ahead before contact was made, so Nolan is through. He's into 15th position. But now, M Short, right on the back of Sweet Brown, running in towards turn 1. And the Brit do it on the German. The German up to the outside line, M Short. Going to wait until the seat of the Interlagos, possibly for any sort of track. The Charroux right on the back of the University. So we're going to do a good job so far right on track. Larkin again, right on the back of Verstappen. We'll try and interchange between a couple of the battles out on track, but M Short now on the back of Sweet Crown. We're going to try and get the inside line. I don't think he's going to get the move done, and no, Sweet Crown stays 3rd. M Short stays 4th for now. Toxic Low leading. Lando's got a good bit of pace about him actually now. And it's 1.2 seconds to the gap. So Lando actually was just dropping off the back of Verstappen and Campbell before that contact. And it's now 1.1 seconds. I wonder actually if Toxic might be saving a little bit of fuel out on track. Because Lando is 1.2 seconds off. And regardless of his lag, he's doing a really good job to try and catch our defending champion here in League of Europe Division 1 or Formula 2. But what I can say is we are halfway through this race. Toxic leading the way, Lando in 2nd, Crown in 3rd, them Short in 4th, Brent in 5th, doing a good job. In 6th is Rocco, Verstappen in 7th, Larkin in 8th, Zerdemer in 9th, RGW and Katrin in 10th, with Sophie in 11th, Josh in 12th, Ralph Fury 13th, Miami 14th, Nolan 15th, Chill 16th, Campbell 17th, Benny is still going. He has been lapped by a few cars out on track and he's still going there down in 18th position. Toxic again, coming under a lot of pressure from Lando. Lando takes the outside line there, coming out through turn 3, running towards the seat of the Interlagos once again, just in the background of shot M Short, trying to get onto the back of Sweet Crown, not going to be close enough for a dive bomb down the inside and towards turn 4, and now coming through turn 5 once again. Rocco, however, could be close on the back of Brent. Brent under a lot of pressure here. And now Rocco gets a much better exit coming out through the corner in the Alcorn Prix car, and he's pretty much through. Rocco is through, then he's up into 5th position. Really good stuff there on Brent. Brent the Dutchman really not finding anything in terms of the traction, and Rocco is through, and he's up into 5th position. So Rocco now making eye-catching progress through the field. Campbell sets a new fastest lap of the race. 13.1 seconds behind. It's quite a long pit stop around here. Remember, in terms of the tyres getting changed, you can only change 2 tyres at a time here in Formula 2. So that means the pit stops around here are going to be something like 8 seconds. Not if you come into the pit lane with damage though. If you come into the pit lane with damage, something in around 12 or 13 seconds out on track. As Toxic leads the way, Lando in second, M Short again on the back of Sweet Crown. They're doing a good job there in third, but now M Short tries to close him down. Of course, already race winner, leading the Division 1 standings in League of Europe. In Division 1, which I, of course, commentate down on a Saturday. Toxic leading the way, Lando in second. I don't think, again, M Short is going to be close enough. First man into the pit stops from a set of medium compound tyres is Josh in the Universal Team Guan Yu Zhou's car. He is into the pit lane from 12th position. Can the German try and get onto the back of the likes of Sophia and RGW? Undercut going on, and that is why he's got a front wing change out on track. And you can see he's going on to... Well, he's gone into a set of soft compound tyres, it seems, out on track. The front tyre's now been changed, and now the car is ready to go out of the pits, and there we are. So Campbell now 16th, Josh in 17th. 5 further down the field for a few. He's got left side end plate damage on that car, possibly from early contact. And Miami is through and he's into 12th. So Miami through and he's into 12th and is chasing down RGW, in fact, who has got, Benny, sorry, who's got a little bit of damage in front. Josh coming out the pit lane. Toxic, it'll be very interesting to see if he comes into the pits this lap. Not this lap. Lando not this lap either. Sweet Crown, M Short. We're going to lap 13. This race is flying on by here. M Short on the back of Sweet Crown again. Don't think he's going to be close enough down in towards turn 1. And Jordan's saying, yeah, really good debut from Brent so far. He has obviously been overtaken by Rocco, just getting outpaced there slightly. But Brent, 6th position out on track. Verstappen in 7th, Larkin in 8th. Sofian is the next man to come into the pit lane. So Sofian is in, the Frenchman, and was about 2 seconds off the back of RGW, I think, when coming into the pit lane. So he's now into the pits, in the dams. And of course, she's been constructors in Formula 2. And Sofian now coming out the pit lane. It's going to be quite close, possibly, between him and Campbell coming out the pit lane. But imagine Campbell's got the overspeed. I think Campbell will probably be ahead of him, to be honest. And yeah, there is Campbell coming through turn 1. There is Sofian. This is going to be a lot closer than even I was expecting this. Now Campbell on the outside line. He has got the overspeed, and Campbell maintains P14 and is ahead of Sofian, but not by much. It's only a second and a half, possibly running down in towards the Interlagos. Toxic leading the way. Is he into the pit lane this time? No. Lando stays out again another lap or so. Sweet Crown, M Short, all staying out. M Short right on the back of Sweet Crown, closing in, trying to get the move done down in towards turn 1 possibly. I'm really not sure, but Rocco in 5th, and behind as well. Brent is into the pit lane. M Short right on the back of Sweet Crown, trying to get the move done, but a really good race so far. M Short is on the back of Sweet Crown. I'll tell you what, the Lando's right on the back of Toxic for the race lead. I'm in towards Ferradura. Lando really, pardon the pun, excelling out on track. Toxic leading the way. Lando in 2nd. Sweet Crown in 3rd. Regardless of his lag, he's got a bit of pace about him, Lando. And he was, of course, one of the championship leaders early on in the season last time. As Toxic is still under pressure from Lando. But leading the way, Toxic from Lando in 2nd, Sweet Crown in 3rd, then M Short in 4th. M Short right on the back. Morgan, his little his bigger brother, I think, in the chat and saying, "Come on, M Short, come on, Brent and M Short. I guess you gotta support your own brother, man. Honestly, M Short right on the back of Sweet Crown for 3rd position. Is he going to try and look to get the move done? Sweet Crown, just looking to come into the pit lane now. Lap 15 out of 20, and now M Short right on the back. Can he try and get the move done? M Short 17 is not that special, but he's on the back of Sweet Crown. He might be special, but he tries to get that move done. Rocco, Verstappen, both into the pit lane. We'll come back to the battle for third. M Short runs out wide, and I think Sweet Crown's actually got right away, running down in towards the seat of Interlagos, and Sweet Crown hangs on for third. Lando still pressurising, just about pressurising Toxic. If he's right on board with him, he catches a bit of a half drift and loses all of that time that he gained. So Lando now has got a big task to try and win this. Zerdimer right on the back of RGW as well. RGW hasn't been into the pit lane, neither Zerdimer. Miami's still out there on a set of medium compound tyres. Blacker saying coming from now, I remember Toxic is the worst driver out on track. Well, he must be the worst driver out on track. He's just pulled out 1.1 seconds because of a mistake from that man there, Lando, out on track. And Toxic is leading, Lando in second. In behind, though, Nolan trying to get onto the back of Rocco. Rocco, I think, now beginning to pull away. He's out on a fresh set of soft compound tyres and will be looking to try and close in on Miami. He has got 4, 5, 6 laps to do this, so Rocco's certainly going to be under pressure. These guys, of course, have got to come into the pit lane. Toxic, Lando leading the way. Sweet Crown in third, and there is the move by M Short. He comes into the pit lane now in the Cheroux. So M Short into the pit lane in the Cheroux from fourth position. He was roughly 5/10 of a second off the back of Sweet Crown before coming into the pit lane. And the overcut can be quite potent around here. Undercut, of course, can be quite potent as well. RGW has got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Rocco was under pressure, was trying to pressurise Miami now. He's closing on that position, and now side by side, coming through Jun Sao on the run up towards turn 13. Brent on the inside line. Verstappen, it's Chill on the outside line. There is Verstappen in behind, and Verstappen is going to have a perfect run at both of them. Now Verstappen will get one. Could he get Brent down in towards turn 1 as well? Chill lets him go, his teammate. And Brent now under pressure from Verstappen. He sets a new fastest lap of the race, I think, as well. Certainly fastest third sector. M Short is coming out the pit lane just ahead of these guys, and he's going to rejoin in sixth right on the back of Miami. So not too bad in terms of that pit stop. But Verstappen, though, to the inside line on Brent. Brent under pressure in the Trident. Verstappen is through, and he's into ninth position, like taking candy from a baby. He is through, but Brent is not going to give up without a fight in the Trident. Verstappen up into ninth. He's got Nolan just ahead as well. Nolan, of course, going for an alternate strategy. Martin Short saying he's definitely no bigger short. Lol, come on, Marcus. Toxic and Lando, though, into the pit lane from the lead of the race. So Toxic, Lando, both in. Lap 17 out of 20. And Sweet Crown in. Larkin should be coming in as well, you would imagine. Larkin actually staying out. So Larkin staying out. And Toxic slightly held in the pit lane there. Larkin, and there is Lando. And Lando is going to be held up as well in the pit stops. And that was by Toxic, and that could be quite costly for Lando's chance. M Short, Miami, side by side as we ride on board. Just in behind as well, Nolan, Verstappen side by side, running in towards turn 1. And Verstappen is through, sets a new fastest lap of the race on Nolan, and he's through and he's into P8. M Short now, right on the back of Sweet Crown. There is Sweet Crown, there is M Short. M Short has got the overrun and has got the move done. And has Miami got the move done as well? He switches to the inside line. Sweet Crown on the outside line. Miami on the inside line, trying to hang it on in there. The M Short, MP Motorsport, I should say. Got the M Short. Sweet Crown in the Universal hanging on for 5th. And Miami stays in 6th. Rocco in 7th. But now, the battle for 4th is well and truly on. Toxic has got 1.6 seconds over Lando. But the man to watch might be M Short towards the end of this race. Packer saying, I'm disappointed in Verstappen and Campbell. Yeah, Verstappen and Campbell having contact with each other earlier on in the race. You might have missed it if you did. They made contact coming through that corner there. They've just gone through M Short and Sweet Crown. That corner there looked like Verstappen, looked like he got caught on the outside curb. I'm not sure if Campbell had to try to go down the inside line of him, but there was contact between them both. Verstappen sent round, Campbell sent round. Campbell had damage, Verstappen didn't, and that's why Campbell's further down the field than Verstappen. Sweet Crown on the back of M Short. Larkin leading the way though, still yet to come into the pit lane. He'll be coming out around these guys. Brent in the meantime. Oh, and that's a dive bomb from Rocco down the inside line. Great move by Rocco. And now Brent against Nolan fighting it out for position as well. Both fighting a little bit aggressively. But Brent on the outside line hangs on for P9. Nolan for P10, but now coming down the straight. It's got a lot cloudier now out on track as Nolan tries to sail it right around the outside. Trying to get the move done, but Brent hangs on in there, and Brent driving well on his debut here. And he's now still under pressure from Nolan. Nolan shouldn't go for the move down in towards Ferragina at turn 6, and he doesn't. Brent hangs on for 9th. Sweet Crown now on the back of M Short. Rain Dance, possibly, yeah. It could be raining out on track very shortly indeed. But Larkin leading the way. Toxic in second. Larkin still going on out on track. He has got a pace on the final lap of the race. Toxic in second. Lando in third. Sweet Crown. German on the back of the Brits. Takes the thinner line. Takes my line normally through there. It's now Sweet Crown. Closes in line short for the race lead. Oh, for fourth position, I should say. Possibly for third. This could be up for a podium finish. We have got the sprint race to go. I think it's 14 laps, if I'm not mistaken. The sprint race. As Chill is into the pit lane as well. And it's beginning to rain out on track. The rain is now beginning to go. Packer said he was doing a rain dance, and now he will be doing a rain dance. It's beginning to rain out on track, and I wonder why if that's why Larkin has stayed out to the final lap of the race. Sweet Crown still pressurising M Short for fifth, for fourth. And Miami, Rocco, not too far of this either. M Short fourth, Sweet Crown in fifth. Larkin doing a tremendous job. He could say very rain might be coming very M shortly. That is terrible. That's even worse than some of my puns. Disgraceful. M Short fourth. Still under pressure from the German. Blocco Rocco. He's in clear air. And he's beginning to close in on these guys. Albeit slowly, he's beginning to close in. Larkin then into the pit lane. Don't think he'll be going on Tristan Wet, and he's got a puncture coming into the pit lane. So Larkin has got a puncture into the pit lane on the right front. And that now means he is going to be right down the field. Sweet Crown now attacking M Short. This is now for third. And Sweet Crown on the outside line. Gets the move done on M Short. Really good move there by the German. And he's through. Final lap of the race. Toxic leads. Lando in second. Sweet Crown in third. This race is absolutely flown over. There's M Short right on the back of Sweet Crown. Can he try and get the move done? There's a yellow flag in sector 2. It's QBR Chill. I think that's been sent round. QBR Chill is round. Pharrell Fury is round. And goodness me, Josh is round as well. What is happening further down the field? Have they got punctures or something? Or are they just struggling in the wet conditions? They're just struggling in the wet conditions. It's as pure as simple as that, I think. Toxic, though, leading the way out on track. Final couple of corners left for Toxic. And he has got to be going so slowly out on track. Lando has got a puncture. Oh, I thought he had a puncture. He hasn't. He's made a mistake, though. Has Lando. DRS is now disabled. This is an absolute war of attrition now out on track. Toxic has got over 3 seconds on Lando. He is going to be winning this. He's going to be carrying on his good form from last season. And the champion from last season. And indeed, oh, he nearly spins it coming out of Jun Sao. Goodness me, that was nearly costly from Toxic. He now comes out at 10.14 and now through 15. He's only got one more quarter to go. And Toxic wins a rain-soaked end to this race. Toxic wins. Lando in second, but who's going to get there? It could be a photo finish between Sweet Crown and M Short. M Short to the line. Sweet Crown's just barely ahead. Sweet Crown gets second position, in fact, over Lando. So Sweet Crown second, 15 hundredths of a second. Separating out on track. M Short third, Lando down to fourth because of 6 seconds worth of penalties. Rocco fifth, Miami in sixth, Verstappen seventh, Larkin in eighth, RGW in ninth, outscored there by Zerdemer coming across the line on the penalties, RGW in 10th, Brent in 11th, Nolan across the line in 12th, Campbell across the line in 13th. Chill, by the way, is on a set of wet compounded tyres further down the field. Don't think he'll get Pharrell Fury. Pharrell Fury, though, oh, Josh goes for a spin just in front of him. And now Pharrell Fury is up into 15th and has granted that position because of Josh spinning off. And Josh nearly went off track there. I thought he was going just in behind the wall there, but there we are. Pharrell Fury now coming round the final corner up towards the line here in the Dams. And he's going to finish. He is going to finish in 15th position. So Pharrell Fury across the line, not a great result from the Irishman, I should say, out in track. Finishes in 15th. The German of Josh goes for a spin, nearly does a 2003 Alonso, and crashes into the wall. And is he going to get the car going? Oh, that is stupid. That is ridiculous. How on earth has that happened? That is absolutely ridiculous. He's went reversing into the wall, he's lost his front wing, and then he loses his front left wheel. Chill. Now coming through the final corner, that's Toxic, I think he's running side by side with. Thinking he's going to win the race, he is not. Chill coming across the line. He does pick up 16th in the end. Josh's crash, probably the slowest day in F1 history. Or in F2 history, I should say. But Brent saying that finish. I know, Brian saying that finish. Chill across the line and 16. Drive of the day, awarded by the in-game fans, is locking. But good racing out on track, and we'll confirm the podium order in just a second. What I will do actually is I'll skip the podium interviews, the podium celebrations in fact, and go straight to the grid order. But we have got more one race to come. We have got the sprint race still to come. I really hope we can see the standings. There we are, to the top step of the podium. It is Toxic, who continues on from his great form last season. The champion of last season continues on to win the feature race here in Interlagos. Very good result from him. Sweet Crown in the end, now dragging him short to the line in scenes like Gasly and Hamilton from 2019. And Sweet Crown gains second from in third, M Short. Pretty good results out on track. Jordan saying until the game predicted, at least they fixed the leaderboard glitch. Oh wait, yeah, they really haven't, have they? Terrible. Anyways, that is feature race done. And hope we are going to see the grid order. If not, you're just going to see a black screen with please waiting on the top left of your screen. Any second now, please? No, I don't think we're going to see it, are we? No, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Sprint race, though, is about to begin. While we wait for the drivers to ready up, I've got to nip downstairs and shut off a computer, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. There we are, back in time, and the formation lap has already gone 3/4 of the way through the lap, locking out on top, of course, from Verstappen in second. Everyone on a set of medium competent tires. You shouldn't be expecting any pit stops around here for this race. Locking out on top, Verstappen second, Miami in third. And my goodness me, need a bloody rest after walking up the stairs. But there we are. Oh, let's just take a breath. Locking out on top, Verstappen second, Miami in third. Lando, Dan and Marcus. Ben's special there in the comment section, making sure that the XL boys are getting a lot of support there, which is good to see. But we're about to get going very soon indeed, as we're already on lap 2 of 14 apparently. Oh, now fixes itself to lap 1. Let's see how long that lasts. Not very long. 5 red lights still better go out here for the sprint race in League of Europe Division 1. And it's like a lights out and away we go. Larkin gets a very good start. Verstappen as well gets a good start. We already see a massive graphics glitch to the left-hand side, but Verstappen tries to dive it down the inside through turn 1. Little bit rub onto the grass. That was Lando and Rocco, I think, going side by side. But Larkin leads the way. Verstappen in second. Verstappen though right on the back. The Prima on the back of the MP Motorsport. RGW is round slightly, coming to the centre masses of turn 3. Verstappen though down the inside line. All sorts of carnage going on further down the field. Verstappen to the inside line. Larkin on the outside line, now running up the hill. The other MP Motorsport Miami right in the mix as well. Run up in towards Ferragura for the first time. Larkin, Verstappen still going side by side. Miami, we're just right on board with this. As Larkin cuts the inside line. Verstappen on the outside line now. Now MP Motorsport goes around the outside through turn 9. Then in towards turn 10 at Cotavello, the highest point, one of the highest points on the track, and it's Larkin who's through. Into the lead of the race. Miami nearly gets caught on the back of Verstappen. Goodness me, what racing. Larkin leads the way. Verstappen in second. Miami in third. Lando in fourth. Rocco in fifth. Let's have a look at the early position gains out on track. 2 positions gained respectively for Campbell, for Alfieri, Chill, and Benny further down the field. Now 3 positions gained actually for Campbell as he's through on Brent. He's up into 10th position. Now side by side pretty much for the lead of the race. Verstappen on the back of Larkin, running down the straight to try and get the move done. Down in towards turn 1. He tries to go around the outside. We already see another graphics glitch to the left-hand side. I honestly don't know why they haven't fixed the proper glitch, but Verstappen right on the back. Miami's on the inside line as well. Nearly cuts across. They've got to be careful. Dosing system, of course, does not work on this game. Miami on the inside line. Verstappen on the outside line. He goes into the back of Larkin. Larkin again. Nearly forced out wide. Verstappen still on the outside line though. Lando, not too far off the pace either. Lando seems to sort out his connection. He's trying to look to the inside line. Nearly got boxed in there. Verstappen and Miami now going side by side. Larkin hanging on to the lead. Verstappen on the inside line on the Prima. MP Motorsport nearly 1-2. Now with Miami down on the inside line. Surely got to get the move done and force Verstappen out wide. There's a little bit of wheel banging there. But very good racing. Verstappen still on the inside line. Now running towards turn 10 at Cotavello. And Verstappen is through. Hangs on for P2 for now. Miami tried as he might to try and get the move done. He's up into P3. And then Lando in P4 out on track. Rocco P5. Sweet Crown, M Short, Toxic can throw a blanket over the whole field at this stage. I mean, in terms of the gaps out on track, 6.3 seconds ever in the whole field at this stage in the sprint race as we come on to lap 3. Larkin leads the way, running across the line. Verstappen in second, Miami in third, Lando in fourth. Rocco right on the back of Lando running down in towards turn 1. Not quite close enough. Toxic on the back of M Short. One thing to try and get a past the driver around to, another thing to try and overtake. And Verstappen now will be hoping that that overtake can be used up to good effect. He's now goes in on the back of Miami. Of course, the DRS is now enabled. And not quite close enough down the inside. Larkin, Verstappen still for the race lead. Actually, further down the field. Oh, my drink drops. Sofian coming under. Oh, and there's Chilling for Alfieri. Chill is round. Nearly. Actually, to be honest, it's pretty much like Alonso and Trulli 2009. For Alfieri and Chill come into contact. That's what you get for going side by side up the hill. And Chill now down into 18th. For Alfieri in 17th. And unfortunately for them, both their races have been ruined to a big extent. So Larkin still leading the way. Better go on to lap 4. Verstappen in second, Miami in third position, with Lando in fourth, Rocco in fifth. As in sixth position is Sweet Crown, M Short, Toxic now on the back of M Short. This battle's been brewing up for a while, as actually Verstappen goes down the inside line of Larkin, just in the front of camera shot. He is through down the inside line. Toxic as well down the inside line. Oh, I think he checked that. He went wide there actually, Toxic. Comes across through turn 1 and has lost position to Campbell, his own teammate. So Campbell now up to 8th. Larkin on the back of Verstappen again for the lead of the race. Verstappen on the inside line on the Prima. MP Motorsport of Larkin tries to go around the outside. Miami now trying to look on both of them. Running up and towards Ferragura once again. Larkin on the inside line. Verstappen runs out wide. Surely going to give a little bit of a bunk up here by his own teammate. Lando in behind. Rocco, Sweet Crown. Pretty much threw a blanket, as I say, all over these guys. Larkin and Verstappen still side by side. This is absolutely unreal racing. It really doesn't cost him. My voice is going, so it really doesn't come across that way. But Larkin and Verstappen have been battling insanely this race, and Verstappen gets the traction, and he's back through, and he's into the lead of the race. Larkin now gets a little bit of a bunk up for Miami, but not going to get the move done. Top 10 pulling away slowly from Nolan. A second gap now is built between Zerma and Nolan out on track. It's now 9-10, so he's actually just within DRS ranges now. Lando gets onto the back of Miami. Running down the straight once again. Verstappen on the inside line. Onto lap 5 we go. Larkin leads. Verstappen in second, but for how long will Larkin be able to hold off Verstappen? It seems like not very long. Shell's picked up a penalty, by the way. Miami on the inside line. Is he going to be boxed in running down the straight here? Larkin's on the inside line. Miami has to back off, and Verstappen goes sailing all the way around the outside and towards the seat of the Largo. Can he get the move done? No, second phase of the traction, right with Larkin, and Larkin still side by side. Verstappen and Larkin really know how to give each other room out on track. This might be Formula 2, but it's like Division 1, to be honest, here in League of Europe. As Verstappen hangs on to the lead of the race. Larkin in second, Rocco just coming over Lando a little bit, but now he's down the inside line coming through turn 9. Rocco and Lando now side by side. A little bit of a mistake there by Sweetcrown. He's under pressure now for M. Short. M. Short now down the inside line. Tries to get the move done, but he doesn't. Campbell's right on the back of this as well. Toxic down tonight after that mistake. Hasn't made good progress through the field just yet. But Verstappen leading the way. Top 12. Are separated by about 5 seconds it must be now. Out on track is further down the field. Sweetcrown right on the back of Campbell. Running down the straight. Toxic could make this 3 wide actually. And it is going to be 3 wide, possibly running down the straight. Larkin's on the back of the lead of the race. Full focus on this one for now. Sweetcrown, Toxic, Campbell. Campbell to the inside line, holds him off. Constantine effect slightly as well. Campbell holds him off and he's still in 7th. Really good racing. Verstappen on the back of Larkin. Lando on the back of Miami. How many times am I going to repeat this throughout this race? We're nearly halfway through. Oh my god, this sprint race is really living up to expectation. Larkin leads the way. Verstappen in 2nd, Miami in 3rd, Lando in 4th. Rocco in 5th, M. Short in 6th. Further down the field, Zerma trying to get onto the back of Toxic. RGW as well, not too far off the pace. On the back of Sofian. Now Sofian, sorry, on the back of Josh, I should say. Sofian's not under a bit of pressure now from Benny in behind. Sweetcrown has lost position to Toxic. That's coming out of turn 9. I wonder if there's a little bit of contact maybe, or if there was a little bit of a mistake from Sweetcrown. One or the other. Toxic's through and he's into 8th position. Campbell now on the back of M. Short once again. Gap has just extended slightly. Larkin 0.4 of a second, but I'm afraid to say it's not enough to try and fight off the attention. As now coming down the straight, Verstappen on the back of Larkin. Miami, Lando, Verstappen to the outside line. Look at the overspeed from the Dutchman. He's all the way around the outside line. Can he get the car stopped? Just about, and he's got the move done. Brilliant stuff by Verstappen, and he's through and he's into the lead of the race. But now Larkin right on the back, Miami right on the back, and Lando not too far off this either. Larkin now to the outside line on Verstappen. He's going to try and repay the favour. The yo-yo effect happening out in front as Larkin the outside line through the seat of the Largo. We're pretty much halfway through the race now. Verstappen, Larkin, Miami in the top 3. Lando now right on the back. You can see the high-tech trying to get involved as well. He's on the inside line. But Verstappen hangs on for the lead of the race, and goodness me, this race is so close in terms of the action. I don't know who's going to win. The top 14 now are covered within a DRS train. 5.5 seconds separating. For a few, obviously, soft compounded tyres he's gone on. We've seen him come into the pit lane earlier. And chill further down the field after that contact with him. But Verstappen now has got to try and break away. It's 0.5 of a second from Larkin in 2nd, Miami in 3rd, Lando in 4th, Rocco 5th, M. Short in 6th, Campbell 7th, Toxic 8th, Sweetcrown at 9th, Zerma riding off the top 10, and now Verstappen I think has got enough of a gap to try and break out of Larkin. But now look at Larkin under pressure from his own teammate, his own blood in Miami. Miami will try and switch the inside line, but I don't think both MPs are going to go side by side. Campbell's right on the back of M. Short as well. Constantine effect happening just in front. Mistake there by Rocco. And Rocco down to 5th. Larkin through and he's into... Lando through and he's into 4th. Really good racing out on track this. As Verstappen now holds off for the first time. He holds off Larkin. As now we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1 and Benny has crashed out the race. Coming through turn 3 in a VSC. Has been deployed out on track. So everyone now down to 40% running. And Benny is out of the race coming through turn 3. We'll just see what happens. And there he is, he's gone straight into the woods, gone careering off the outside curb, I think, through turn 2, and then gone careering off through turn 3. Not sure if there might have been a bit of contact. I don't think he was around anyone. But Benny out of the race. And he's the first retirement, actually, out on track tonight. So, VSC is out, 40% worth of running, of course, under the VSC. And we're about to get back underway. That car has now gone, and we're back underway. Verstappen tries to break away from Larkin. Has caught Larkin a little bit off guard. It's 0.5 of a second now. Out on track. And look at the top 5. They're split away from M Short. M Short just sat still off that restart, to be honest. And so did Campbell. Campbell just made a slight mistake. And actually Campbell gets out the way and Toxic is through and he's into 7th. But now Miami right on the back of Larkin. May battle commence once again between the two MP Motorsports. And down towards turn 1, not quite close enough. Lando looks to the inside line as well. My God, I thought I was going to be contacted. It's just lag! And actually he's been lag tapped! Lando was round, he's been lag tapped by Rocco in behind. And Lando now has got to rejoin circuit. Oh my God, that could have been disastrous. But Lando sent round. Ghosting system, I think, failing there. And clear desync out on track, that was down to, I think. And sorry for Rocco. I don't think he deserves a penalty. I don't think Lando deserves a penalty for that either. Just one of those things. You race a connection like that, and you're bound to get an incident like that. Which is, I'm afraid to say, it's just part and parcel of racing on the sim world. Verstappen leading the way, though. Larkin in 2nd, Miami in 3rd, Rocco in 4th. This is about the quietest it's been all race, I think. Verstappen now leading. Look at it on the comments as well. Brian saying, this is like esports. Everyone is within DRS. I totally agree. Everyone pretty much is still within DRS. All the way down to 13th is pretty much within DRS. Sofian just getting into that as well. So top 14, maybe top 15 soon. Separated by DRS. These F2 cars really know how to go around this track, don't they? Sweetback right on the back of Campbell. Campbell now under pressure. Is he out of DRS range? He is. And Sweetback's now going to try and side it all the way past. And there he goes, Sweetback through and he's into 7th. Campbell's going to try and lunge it down the inside line. Not quite low enough. And Sweetback hangs on for P7. Or gets the move done, I should say, for P7. But now Campbell's going to come back at him. And now it's Sweetback without the DRS because there's no duplicate DRS detection zone out on track coming through turn 1 and 2. It's not the same DRS zone. And that's why you've just seen Campbell get the move done. It's not like Mexico where, of course, you have the same DRS zone. Coming through turns 1, 2 and 3. Campbell moves across. Sweetback is round and then Chill has made a slight mistake coming through turn 3. What's going to happen in the final 4 laps of this race? Who knows? Verstappen leading the way. Larkin in 2nd. Miami in 3rd. Really good racing going on out on track. Rocco 4th. M Short 5th. Toxic 6th. Top 6 are now pulled away. 1.6 seconds over Campbell. And Verstappen hanging on for grim life, it seems. Out in front, Larkin and Verstappen are going to have another nip and tuck battle all the way down. Opens up the DRS now. Of course, the DRS detection zone extended by around 50 metres from 2018 to 2019. Of course, this race wasn't held in 2020. Larkin going around the outside line, not quite. Sweetback right on the back of Campbell. Tries to sail all around the outside of turn 1. Not quite close enough. M Short right on the back of Rocco. And Larkin, I don't think, is close enough to the back of Verstappen. I could be wrong, but now M Short right on the back of Rocco. Tries to look to the outside line. Not quite. NSX against Excel. I wonder where we've seen this before. Toxic right on the back as well. Toxic, I believe, driving for IRO nowadays. And the Division 2 champion from last season, Division 1 champion, I should say, from last season. Did a really good job out on track. Division 2 champion, of course, being RJW. He's down in 13th position. Outscoring Pharrell Fury after contact with Pharrell Fury and Chill. But don't think nobody can chill out on track as Verstappen leads the way. Larkin in 2nd. 4/10 of a second. 4.5 tenths of a second. Just gains out to 5 tenths now. A really, really good race going on here out on track. I wish we had the viewing figures like Division 2 earlier on. Matthias working his magic, of course, there alongside, I think it was Killer Blue who commentated alongside him. Verstappen leading the way, Larkin in 2nd, Miami in 3rd. What on earth is going to happen? 3 laps to go. Toxic on the back of M Short for Alfieri in the latest one to pick up a 3-second time on the end on track. There are the penalties, by the way. 3 seconds for Sweetback, 3 seconds now for Rocco. We just saw that in the foreground of shot. He ran out wide. and he picks up a 3-second time penalty as a result. So now Rocco, Sweetban, Josh, and Pharrell Fury got 3 seconds. Chill further down the field, well out of danger. He is on, he's going for the fastest lap of the race, he's into the pit lane, and he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. It's now 14 seconds instead of 9, which was on the tip of my tongue. 2.5 laps to go here in Brazil. Verstappen leads, Larkin second, Miami in third. Really, really good race out on track. Toxic only deserves the Division 2 championship. Terrible driver. He has made ground through this field though, that's the thing. He has made ground through the field. There, 2 positions gained for Toxic. 6 though gained for Campbell in behind. Campbell really doing a good job out on track after his contact, of course, with Verstappen in the first race. Verstappen could be on for a really good second race win, even the sprint race. But now Larkin, and they're trying to pressurise him, trying to take the thinner line possibly. He can gain ground on that inside line running up the hill. Verstappen though leading. Here is Toxic. Might deserve the Division 2 champion, but goodness me, nearly deserves to go on the wall there. M short and Toxic now rubbing this racing at the end of the day. Look at Rocco down the inside of Miami, down in towards turn 1. Toxic overcommits, but he gets the move done in towards turn 1, through turn 2 and 3, and he's through. Toxic into 5th, but M short now on the back. Rocco now trying his look at Miami, running down towards the scene of the Lago once again. M short on the back, switches to the outside line. There's yellow flag in sector 1. Josh has ran. He's been caught up in a contact with Lando. Is it another desync incident for Lando? We didn't see that out on track, I'm afraid. Just saw that on the mini-map. Toxic to the inside, Rocco to the inside line of Miami. Doesn't get the move done. Really, desperation possibly beginning to set in for Rocco. Beginning to set in for Toxic as he gets onto the back of Rocco Miami as well. But Verstappen leading the way, Larkin second, Miami in third, Rocco in fourth. I made to support the Follow Sandals FC members. I really hope you've got proper footwear, like I mentioned in Division 1, I think it was, on Saturday. Verstappen though leading, 1.5 laps to go, barely 1.5 laps to go, but who is going to get the win out on track? Larkin now tries his luck, he's 4 tenths off the back of Verstappen, he's got enough to come at him down in towards turn 1. Is he going to wait to see the Lago at turn 4? Maybe not. Closing in, and he is going to wait down into the inside through turn 1. Verstappen runs out wide slightly, he gives him a compromised run. Now onto the final lap in the sprint race, and Verstappen hanging on for grim life. But now Larkin, if this overtake mode was now being used, he would use it, but now it's only DRS, and I don't think he's got the legs to catch Verstappen down in towards the seat of the Lago. No, he hasn't, and Verstappen hangs on for the lead of the race. Larkin's probably got 1, maybe 2 more opportunities to try and have a go. Could come down from 4th to finish towards the end of the race as well, but Verstappen leading the way. Larkin in second. Miami doing his utmost to try and hold off Rocco and Toxic. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, and I think that's Pharrell Fury getting out of the way there of Sofian and of Chill. Chill's further down the field, of course, but Verstappen hanging on. Can he do this? Larkin right on the back. These two have been the fairest of races out on track in the sprint race. Larkin ideally needs 3.5 tenths of a second to get Verstappen right on the line. He needs to be within 3 tenths of a second. That was Rocco running miles out wide. He rejoins on Toxic. They've made contact. Larkin 4 tenths away. I don't think he's got enough. Rocco and Toxic make further contact, and they've both spun coming up the hill. But Verstappen coming around the final quarter through 10:15, and Verstappen has won the sprint race. Larkin in second, Miami in third, MP Motorsport second and third in the end. M short in 4th, Campbell 5th, Zernemer 6th, Nolan 7th, Brenton 8th. What on earth happened with Toxic and Rocco right at the end of this race? Down into 11th in the end. Toxic, he gets ahead of RGW. Rocco across the line to finish in 13th. And Chill is going to be the final man to come across the line. What on earth happened there, though, between Toxic and Rocco? I didn't see that. I was focusing too busy on the battle for the lead. Rocco and Toxic coming into contact. We saw them making side-by-side contact in towards Jun Sao. We saw Rocco around the outside line, dangerously rejoining track. Toxic's probably got caught up in contact and then more contact. And that's what I can imagine as Chill has spun. Coming through, takes the Kimi Raikkonen line. Hey, gets reset to track. That's what you do if you try to take the Kimi Raikkonen line on this game. Chill finishing in 14th position. Larkin and Verstappen showing a lot of good run towards each other as well. But Chill coming across the line. You might need to go in the freezer after that one. Comes across the line to finish in 14th. Oh, what a race. What a race in the sprint race. What a race in the feature race as well. And a brilliant win for Verstappen out on track. Driver of the day is awarded by the in-game fans, Campbell. Yeah, to be honest, really good result from Campbell in the sprint race. as Rocco apparently took Verstappen's line twice and then he killed Toxic running for the second time. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But that is the sprint race over and done with, and that is the action over and done with here out on track. 2 dry races and a bit of an Egyptian at the top step of the podium. It's Verstappen to the top step of the podium. The Prima gets the win out on track. I'm going to quickly scoot on, hopefully, to the race results. Hope we do anyway. There we are. Verstappen has won. From Larkin in second, Miami in third, M. Short in fourth in the end, with Campbell in fifth, Zerma sixth, Nolan in seventh from 12th on the grid, Brent in eighth. Good debut again from him. Very consistent. Sweetground in ninth, Sofian in 10th, Toxic picked up the fastest lap of the race in 11th, RGW in 12th, Rocco 13th, Chill in 14th, Ralph Fury 15th, Lando in 16th position, as I've mistakenly gone to something else. There we are. That's the sprint race. And Lando 16th, Josh 17th, Benny in 18th. Feature race results were Toxic winning, Sweetground second, M. Short third, Lando, Rocco, Miami, Verstappen, Larkin, Zerma, RGW, RJDW, Brent, Nolan, Campbell, Sofian, Farrell, Fury, Chill, Josh, and Benny happening further down the field in 16th, 17th, and 18th position. Results for the weekend: Toxic will lead the championship going into next week. Oh, goodness me. Great race commentated by the best commentary I've ever heard. Thank you very, very much. I think we all possibly need a lie down after that one. I'm certainly going to have a lie down. Of course, more action coming up on the League of Europe channel. Do believe on Friday nights we have Assetto Corsa Competizione at 7 o'clock, and then LOE F1 PC League at 8 o'clock, and that is of course alongside King Kodiako. I think it's missing this week. Badgerman should be taking up the reins for that one alongside J. Cole. Jordan saying, great job as always, James. Brilliant race to kick off the season. It was indeed, and hopefully we're going to outscore the viewing figures from Division 2 this season as well. Thank you though so much for tuning in. I have been James Head. Please stay safe in this crazy world we all live in, and please remember the fallen tomorrow on the National Day of Reflection. Please take your 1 minute silence, and please remember those who have sadly passed away from this awful, awful virus. For myself, James Head, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.